welcome to today's edition of Total Technique TV. I'm Kevin Rockwell, and with me is Peter Hayton, who is a former professional player in England. He's a current technical director of the Bay Oaks Soccer Club and is a terrific soccer trainer. Welcome, Peter.
Well, thanks, Kevin.
We'd like to update you at the beginning of each show with a little bit of news and information about the world of soccer. And this year, 2010, is a World Cup year. Going to be in South Africa in June, and the whole world is waiting in breathless anticipation for this year's tournament, thinking there's going to be some exciting games, a lot of developments there. There has been some concern, though, in recent months whether or not the South African officials would get everything built, the stadiums built, the venues, the accommodations for the visitors coming to stay in South Africa, etc. But it looks like things are really coming together. And so it should be an exciting and successful tournament. They have announced just this past week that 2/3 of the tickets for all the games have been sold to date, which is good news, and now there's a new push to get the remaining third of tickets sold. If you remember, last time the World Cup was held in Germany 4 years ago, tickets went rather quickly. There was some incredible lotteries people had to go through, and it was very difficult to get tickets. I entered myself in the lottery 3 times and didn't get any tickets. So it hasn't been quite as stressful to get tickets this time in South Africa. But the hope is that by the time June rolls around that they will have sold all the tickets and it will be a successful tournament. So we're all looking forward to that. We're looking forward to a month where we may be watching quite a bit of soccer.
I think so, Kevin. I think I'll be setting my DVR for the early ones.
Indeed. Well, what about the US versus England match?
I think I'll be up for that one, though, Kevin.
Yeah, I think I'll get up at any hour for that one. That'll be a good match. But through, like you said, through the magic of recording, we can keep all of them. I have all the games from last time's World Cup, and I look forward to having all the games recorded from this one onto DVD and to store for historical reasons.
Absolutely.
A lot of great matches there. So let's jump into today's theme for our show today, which is using ball machines in sports for developing skills.
So as you know, every show we have a different theme, and what I want to discuss today is ball machines in sports. We've had ball serving machines in tennis, baseball and volleyball for a long time. We know the fact that the repetitive service helps us improve our skill sets. We need to be able to serve that ball back 1,000 times to become a great tennis player. We need that baseball pitch to be virtually perfect to allow the baseball batsman to hit that ball cleanly every time. Volleyball's the same. We need to be able to return that service so that we can concentrate on the other aspects of the game and not worry about our technical skill sets. That is what defines a skillful player. What we want to discuss today is ball machines in soccer, how they work and how they can help us increase our skill sets.
So Peter, in a previous show, we've talked about the concept of muscle memory and developing the skills that make us comfortable to play the game. How does muscle memory tie into utilizing a ball machine in soccer for serving to players?
It's a really good question, Kevin. And I'll ask the coaches out there, how many times has you as a coach thrown the ball to the player and it's been a great service, but some of your players haven't thrown exactly the same soccer ball as you have? And how does the player who's receiving that ball deal with that? They're getting less touches on the ball. The great thing about a ball serving machine is that the skill set can be absolutely enhanced because the service is the same every time.
Well, what a lot of coaches, when you bring up this concept, say, well, I can serve the ball to my players and I don't need to spend money on a machine. I can do it for them.
Absolutely. The question I'd turn on to the coaches and say, how long does that line have to be behind you so everyone gets your perfect service?
And frankly, even the best of coaches can't serve the ball to the same spot for an hour straight.
Absolutely, fatigue sets in, and what we're trying to do is make the kids as comfortable as possible with every controlling surface of the body. So it's critical that they get a consistent, accurate service.
So what does it develop in a player when they can get 100 touches in a short period of time? What does that do for their skill set?
Well, basically, technique is the foundation of all sports, especially soccer. There's so many things going on and around at any one time. You need not to be worrying about your technique. You need to be concentrating on other parts of the game. So you need to be able to know that your skill sets are strong enough so whatever happens, wherever the ball comes to you, you can control it. You need to be thinking 1 and 2 moves after you've actually controlled the ball.
So what kind of things can a coach or even a parent work on with their player using a ball machine? What kind of skills can be developed?
Primary function is first touch. As we all know, the biggest word in soccer is first touch. Can we control that ball in our personal space so we're not running 10 yards after a bad touch? In my idea, that's a bad use of energy. We need to be able to make sure we can control that ball exactly where we want it 9 times out of 10 so we can actually then move on to the next part of the game.
The game is called the beautiful game. It's really, truly only beautiful when people have good first touch and they maintain the ball and aren't chasing it. But so many youth games you go to, you watch, and a whole bunch of the game is spent with a player receiving a ball and chasing after it, having less success. Having these skills developed using these repetitions now means that they're seeing the game. The passes are nice. The teamwork is nice.
Absolutely. How many youth games have you been to where a bad control touch has sent the ball out of play? And send it out of play every 5 or 10 minutes. There's no flow to the game. If you watch the high level games, it's all based around technique, like a Lionel Messi. Wherever the ball comes to him, he can control it anywhere on his body and it's in his personal space.
Well, in your work and training, how many players can train on a ball machine at a time? Is it just limited to a couple?
To be honest with you, it's infinite amount up to a full squad number of 18. We can work with 2 people just working with a ball machine, flip-flopping on and out. But the important thing about the ball machine is once we've worked on the first touch, we can actually then incorporate more technical functions. It may be that we have a pass after we've received the ball that maybe is going to become a cross to a finishing drill. But it will all start with that first touch, which is critical in soccer. So, as you know, every show we have a new theme. The theme for this show has been ball machines in sports. We've talked about tennis, baseball, volleyball, and now soccer. We've talked about how important it is to put muscle memory into our bodies so we build our technical base. If you were a coach that's used one of these ball serving machines in the sports I've mentioned, we're really interested to hear what successes you've had with machines in sports. Please give us your comments. Total Technique TV.
Thanks, Peter. And I want to remind all of our viewers that every week we take a random drawing of all the comments and feedback that we get here at Total Technique TV, and we pick a winner and we award a free soccer ball. Everybody needs another soccer ball in their kit, so be sure and give us your entries below, your comments, your feedback. We love to hear from our viewers. And we want to thank you for joining us today at Total Technique TV, and we'll see you next time.